When you get into a serious relationship, there are many things that are involved, such as honesty, trust, love, affection, and communication. But when it comes to long distance, all of that can be put to the test. Getting involved in a serious relationship is already hard enough, but being involved in a long distance one is 10 times harder. There are many consequences that come with long distance. You have to think about how much more time and effort you have to spend into your relationship when you can't see each other as often as you're used to. Since we're all college students, there is a good chance that you will be involved in a long distance relationship at least once. It could come now, but it could come later down the road. Think about it. These are college years. Going out, having fun, making friends. Do you really want to spend your college experience in a long distance relationship, putting in all your time and effort to try to make that person happy, even though you're far apart from each other? When it comes to long distance, I've had my fair shares of them. I'm currently in a long distance relationship right now, a really happy one. But before this one, I was in a really bad one. Comparing both experiences together, I know how a long distance relationship should be like and how it shouldn't. It is not worth being involved in a long distance relationship when moving to college. And to better understand the reason why not to, I will be providing examples on how it affects one's relationship, how it affects a person, and what can be the outcome of it. First, I will talk about how long distance can affect a relationship. A good amount of time, a person will do long distance at least once in their lives. But what that person doesn't know is what they're getting themselves into. Long distance will definitely put your relationship to the test. It will affect your relationship in many different ways. According to Deborah Belford, in her article, How Long Distance Relationships Can Affect You Psychologically, things that are normal in relationships, such as loyalty, trust, and commitment, can all be a great factor in your relationship. One of the main reasons that long distance relationships cannot last is the lack of trust. Trust may be easy to have in your relationship now when you're seeing each other every other day, but when it comes to long distance, that can all change. Since you and your partner are spending more time away from each other, it becomes more difficult for there to be trust. It starts to develop into jealousy that can cause serious damage to one's relationship. There is a solution to this problem though, which is constant reassurance. It is important to both partners to reassure each other of their commitment to one another. Both partners should put in the same amount of work into their relationship in order to build up the trust and to keep the constant contact. Trust is an important key to stay away from the ugly side of jealousy that will cause your relationship to crumble. Secondly, I will talk about how long distance can affect a person. When being involved in a serious long distance relationship, it can really take a toll on a person. According to Felix Kawukadua in his article, What is the Effect of Long Distance on a Relationship? Long distance normally leaves a huge disconnection between people. The greater the distance between the two, the greater the risk is that the relationship will fall apart. It can cause stress, loneliness, anxiety, frustration, and even depression. Most people don't know that this can happen, but it is very common for both partners to experience this type of symptoms. Loneliness is the most common for people. They go from seeing each other whenever they want to not seeing each other at all. It can become very lonely. Depression is not very common, but it is not uncommon. Negative emotions can harm one's mental health and can be the cause of the end of the relationship. Just because two people are far apart from each other, there is still ways to communicate with one another to make sure that you both don't start to fall apart. It is important for partners to let your feelings be known. It's not a good thing to keep your feelings bottled up. If you're unhappy with your partner, let your partner know. You're not alone in this relationship. If you're feeling upset, lonely, anxious, frustrated, or anything, just talk to your partner. A simple text or call can make a big difference in your relationship. Next, I will talk about the outcomes that will come with a long distance relationship. Whether you're in a good long distance relationship or a bad one, there will be an outcome. When it comes to being in a long distance relationship, it is normal to start having doubts and trust issues. It happens to the best of us. Whether the relationship is good or bad, this can happen often. Fighting is common when it comes to long distance, but this can have an effect on you in the future. According to Louis Bergana in his article, 7 Signs Your Relationship Won't Survive Long Distance, if you don't trust each other, don't communicate your feelings, lie to each other, or lose hope in the relationship, this can affect the way you see any future relationship. If it ends badly, there will be trust issues, bad communication, and jealousy that will haunt you. Due to these, there will be that moment when you compare your new relationship to the one that didn't work out. And by doing that, that can harm your future relationship. Just because there is a good chance that your long distance relationship might not last as long as you want it to, there is a chance that it doesn't end. Yes, there is a possibility that you and your partner might make it in the long run and make it all the way to the end and stay together. According to Sukanya Banji and her article, 20 Reasons Why Your Long Distance Relationship is Actually a Good Thing, even though there are bad things that come with long distance, there are also really good things as well. It is proven that long distance can actually be good for you. It can bring you and your partner closer together. This is a big step into your relationship, and it proves that you both are committed to one another and can make it in the long run. If you and your partner, if you know this person is the one for you, take that chance and follow through with it. In conclusion, hopefully looking back at this, you can process your own thoughts on the matter. Whether you're in a long distance relationship or not, you can now see why there is more bad in being in a long distance relationship than good. Not only is it easier to not be involved, but to talk to your situation out with your partner. You're not alone in this matter. Make sure that your partner is on the same page as you. Now that I have presented reasons as to why it is not as bad to be involved in a long distance relationship. I hope that I have gotten through to you as to what it would be like to be in this kind of relationship. Think about what you are getting yourself into before things end badly. If you're thinking on being in a long distance relationship, just think about just think about what can come out of it. Don't waste your time being in a relationship if you know that it cannot handle the long distance.